Have you ever wondered what really happens when two people who once loved each other both go silent? When neither side calls, when no texts are sent, when the longing is swallowed by pride, fear, or strength, who wins? Most people think no contact is about playing games. But let me tell you this. No contact is not a trick, it's a test. It's a test of the heart, the mind, and the soul. It's about who can hold their ground in the storm of silence, and who transforms that silence into power. Today, we're diving into the psychology of no contact when both people apply it. And by the end, you'll understand this truth. The one who wins is not the one who waits the longest, but the one who grows the most in the silence. Point number 1, the battlefield of silence. When both people step into no contact, it feels like stepping into an invisible battlefield where no words are exchanged, no calls are made, and no gestures of affection reach the other side. Yet, make no mistake, the battle is still alive. It's just moved inward. The battlefield of silence is not about winning against the other person. It's about winning against yourself, your impulses, your insecurities, your fears. It's about resisting the urge to break the silence because the ache inside feels unbearable. And it's about realizing that the silence is not punishment, it is power. At first, that battlefield feels confusing. You hear the echo of their absence everywhere. In your bed, in your phone, in your routines. The silence is deafening. You might catch yourself staring at your screen, waiting for a message that doesn't come, or reliving moments that once made you feel alive. This is where most people lose. They think the one who texts first loses the war. But this is not a war of messages. It's a war of endurance, of self-control, and of inner mastery. Because silence is never empty. It's filled with answers, reflections, and hidden truths. And when you learn to sit in that battlefield without begging for peace from the other person, you begin to win. You win not because they've lost, but because you've conquered yourself. Backhand index pointing right. Silence is not empty. It's full of answers. Point number 2, the mirror effect. No contact acts as a giant mirror held up to your soul. When you can't reach for their voice, their comfort, their validation, you're left alone with yourself. And that's where you see who you truly are without them. This is the mirror effect. It's raw. It's revealing. It forces you to confront parts of yourself you tried to hide. Maybe you see loneliness. Maybe you see desperation. Maybe you see the way you depended on them for your happiness. That's painful, but it's also a gift. Because awareness is the first step to transformation. On the other side of that mirror, some people see freedom. They realize they are capable of living without someone they once thought they couldn't breathe without. They discover strength they didn't know existed. They start to build a life that doesn't collapse when love goes silent. The one who wins in no contact is the one who looks into the mirror and doesn't flinch. The one who chooses to face the truth rather than escape it. Because no contact is not about punishing the other person. It's about rediscovering yourself in the absence of them. When you stare into that mirror long enough, you realize something profound. They were never the source of your worth. They were only the reflection of how you felt about yourself. And once you begin to love what you see in the mirror, you'll never again need someone else to validate your existence. That's the ultimate victory. The courage to face your reflection and love it fully. Point number 3, who breaks versus who grows. Many people treat no contact like a competition. They think, whoever breaks the silence first loses. They see it as a test of endurance, of stubbornness, of who can go longer without reaching out. But that's the shallow understanding. That's surface-level psychology. The truth is, it's not about who breaks first, it's about who grows first. One person may crack under the pressure of silence. They send a text out of panic, out of fear of being forgotten, out of neediness. The other may also want to reach out, but instead, they channel that energy inward. They invest in themselves, rebuild their confidence, focus on their goals, and learn to stand strong in the silence. That's growth. And that's real victory. Growth means turning pain into power. Growth means saying, this silence hurts, but I will not collapse. I will use it to transform. It's not about waiting for the other person to change. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need someone else to change in order to feel whole. Because the one who grows during no contact doesn't just win the silent game. They win in life. They become more magnetic, more attractive, more self-assured. And ironically, that's often what pulls the other person back. not the silence itself, but the transformation that happens during it. Backhand index pointing right. The heart that can handle distance without collapsing is the heart that wins. Point number 4, nostalgia always returns. Here's what most people don't realize. When both go no contact, nostalgia is inevitable. It creeps in late at night, when the world is quiet. A song comes on that takes you back. A scent reminds you of their touch. A memory flashes and suddenly, the silence feels unbearable. Both people feel it. Both wonder, are they thinking of me too? Do they miss me as much as I miss them? This is where emotions play tricks. One person may get consumed by it, replaying old conversations, scrolling through pictures, drowning in the what-ifs. The other, however, uses nostalgia as a reminder of how much they've grown, of how far they've come. Memories don't vanish in no contact. They intensify. But here's the secret. How you handle those memories determines whether you win or lose. If you let them consume you, they weaken you. If you let them inspire you, they strengthen you. Because eventually, nostalgia doesn't just remind you of what you lost. It reminds you of what you deserve. And the one who understands that truth becomes stronger than the one who simply waits for the phone to ring. Point number 5, love is attracted to strength, not desperation. There's a powerful law of human attraction. People are not drawn to neediness. They are drawn to strength. And that's why, in no contact, desperation always loses and growth always wins. When both people stay silent, one of them will begin to shine. They'll take care of their body, nurture their soul, focus on their passions, and rise. The other may sink into despair, waiting, hoping, clinging to the thought of reconciliation. Which one do you think becomes more attractive? Love is magnetic, but it doesn't chase weakness. It gravitates toward confidence. When you rise in silence, you shift the energy. Suddenly, you're no longer the one chasing. You become the one who is chased. And even if they never come back, that doesn't matter. Because strength attracts far more than just one person. It attracts opportunities, new love, deeper experiences. Desperation shrinks your world, but strength expands it. Backhand index pointing right, don't chase love. Become so powerful that love has no choice but to chase you. Point number 6, the true victory. In the end, no contact isn't about playing games or keeping score. It's about discovering the truest victory, the victory of finding yourself again. The sweetest victory is not making them miss you. It's not getting them to reach out first. It's standing tall in the silence and realizing, I no longer need anyone to complete me. When both people apply no contact, one will stay stuck in waiting, in longing, in fear. The other will transform. And that transformation is unshakable. It creates a life so full, so abundant, that even if the other person returns, you no longer need their validation. You love them not out of desperation, but out of choice. And that's freedom. Sometimes the true victory of no contact is when they finally come back, and you look at them with love, but also with peace, because you know you've already won. You found yourself. You rose. You turned silence into strength. Backhand index pointing right. Sometimes silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. So when both people apply no contact, who wins? Not the one who waits the longest. Not the one who cracks first. The one who wins is the one who transforms. The one who turns silence into strength, distance into destiny, and longing into love for themselves. Thank you for sharing this moment with me, for opening your heart and mind to a truth that so many people overlook. That silence is not weakness, it is strength, and that the greatest victory in love is rediscovering yourself. If this message touched you, inspired you, or gave you clarity, then carry it with you. Remember, healing is not about waiting for someone else to change. It's about stepping into your own power and becoming the strongest, most radiant version of yourself. Until we meet again, take care of your heart, honor your growth, and never forget, the silence you choose today could be the strength that carries you into tomorrow. With love and gratitude, thank you and goodbye.